So, thanks to ChatGPT, Grok, and other apps that we have, we can learn any topic anytime we want. We can have conversations while walking. So, this morning I spent discussing about electricity, what is electrons, how electricity flows. Just out of curiosity, just to understand how people understand about this. One thing led to another, then I started to discuss about electronics, how chips are designed using transistors. What is a transistor? The type of transistors. Usually, what we learn from electronics, the transistors, there are old type transistors. They are not used in chips and microprocessors. So, the time well spent in the morning is discussing about how the transistors are designed, how quartz crystals are used in quartz watches and electronics. So the quartz crystals and the pulses they generate, that is the most basics of the electronics. That is what produces the clock signals that goes into the microprocessors. So the quartz vibrating when the electricity is passed through, those vibrations, it's like the spring vibrating when you pull it and leave it. That's what makes the computers work faster or slower. The faster the vibration, computers work faster, the chips work faster, roughly saying. So how exciting it is, everything depends on that fundamental components, chemical components, and their properties. Human race have figured out how to use various different chemical components to make electrical and electronic devices and then put them together in a condensed small space like in chips, integrated circuits and chips, very complex. Chips are so complex. It's all in that quartz vibrating, and once in a particular number of vibrations like 32,768 per second, it releases the signal, which is the electricity signal, and electricity passes through, a voltage passes through and stops, passes through and stops. That is the cycle in which electricity goes. It's not straight pass, it doesn't keep going, stops and switches on and stops and switches on. So this way, a computer uses that electricity that passes to calculate whatever it is calculating. How amazing is that? And once we go into microchips, there is transistors, and they have to store their electricity, and then they have to read it. So when you want to calculate something, you need to remember something, and you need to read it back from where you remembered and use it to calculate. And every operation works in different way. So overall, it is extremely complex, and the fact that we have arrived at this and we are able to make use of this to make our life easier, even to make this video. Imagine the complexities of this. People think it's complex, maths is complex. That's only because they don't understand how complex the world is. I just read a quote from X, from a mathematician recently. So maths is not as complex when you see this complexity of the world itself. We just take it for granted about how everything operates. Our body is extremely complex. We will never be able to understand. We have not understood. So, yeah, this video is about how complex things are, how small electric pulses makes this computing happen.